Good morning. I would like to introduce you a great leader, a leader whose reputation for excellence has long preceded him in the company. He is the definition of a quintessential leader. He's known for his integrity, character, and his commitment to supporting others. Ladies and gentlemen, that man is Tony Craig. Tony's journey started with our company 20 years ago when he was hired as a cashier in the company's first built location in the great state of Virginia. Throughout his career, he not only excelled at his job, but he was also able to move up the ranks and eventually became a company executive covering the western half of the United States. Along the way, he played a crucial role in shaping many managers and executives' career in the company. Before I get started, I would like to talk a little bit about Tony's upbringing. Then I will share his journey during his tenure at the company. And finally, I will discuss why, to me, Tony Craig is the quintessential leader. So, Tony was able and was a unique young black man who had the vision to excel in an organization that was barely recognized in the country. Right after graduating from high school, he quickly realized that he should start earning a living to help his aging parents. Unlike his age mates who were just beginning their college years, Tony felt responsible for helping his parents at the farm and his younger siblings. It did not take him long to realize that he will have to delegate the farm work and house chores to get the job done timely and efficiently. During that time, Love's Travel Stop has just started expanding in the southeastern part of the United States. Back in the late 90s and early 2000s, that company was growing and barely had 100 locations nationwide. The company, which started as a convenience store chain, eventually ventured out into travel centers. It was challenging to get talent at that time since they were not well known. However, the company was looking for young leaders and team members with potential to be trained into leadership. One of those candidates, guess who, was Tony Craig. After just a couple of years of hire, Tony became a manager overseeing the Arby's restaurant within the travel center. A few years later, he was promoted to a general manager. Within 6 years of his employment, he was promoted to a district manager. He was remarkable for the speed and uh, the time it takes to grow from a cashier to a manager. He became the director of the western half of the country when he was only 35 years old, making him the youngest director in the company. Because he acquired experience dealing with his sibling and delegating work at the farm, did lay the groundwork for his leadership career. Tony was quick to repeat the same habits at his job with dedication and resolve. His supervisor was so quick to see his work ethics and his grit that within a few years he was promoted all the way to a division director. Tony helped several employees in the company to be great leaders within the organization, and some left and became great leaders outside the organization. Tony's leadership shined when he became a district manager. He will not let a single team member fail or a single member of his team fail whilst he was at the helm of leadership. His famous quote is one goal, one team. He was the kind of leader who could spot potential in you and help you bring it to light. He once hired a carpenter as a manager of one retail business, and everyone thought he was making a bad decision on his part. By the end of the year, the carpenter was recognized as the manager of the year. He was also the first to hire female managers to oversee truck care operation, which at that time was of a reality. Every one of his managers went on to become multi-unit leaders in the company and outside the company. Tony is a great asset to the company, but to me, he's a phenomenal leader. Let me tell you how he taught me to become who I am today. Tony always led by example. He treats everyone with utmost respect. He will not ask you to do something that he will not be willing to do himself. Tony will make sure to greet everyone with a warm hello. How are you doing? And he will shake your hand before he moves to the next person. He always speaks in a professional manner and he always remembers the names of the people he interacts with. Tony will always enter the store through the main door. This, he said, allows him to interact with staff before he makes it into his office. He will remember cashiers' names, their children's names, and ask about their recent anniversaries. And at some point, there was a rumor that he might have a recording device uh, to be able to remember all these names and anniversaries. He was quite a leader. Tony was led by example. He will not ask you to do something that he is not ready to do himself. Uh, I recall one time when he once visited my location when I was a manager of that location, and I was severely understaffed. There was a fuel spill on one of the outside bays, and it happened that Tony was on his way from a Sunday service, and he stopped by to fuel. Realizing the severity of the spill, he jumped into action in his three-piece suit and pressurized the entire bay. Even after several attempts of me trying to get him to stop because I felt extremely embarrassed, he refused. When he was done cleaning, he said to me that he was not going to ask me to keep the place clean if he is not willing to do it himself. Tony Crib is a remarkable leader whose journey with love began over 2 decades ago as a cashier in Virginia. From humble beginnings, driven by the desire to support his aging parents and younger sibling, Tony quickly rose through the ranks due to his strong work ethics, leadership skills, and dedication to excellence. He became the youngest director in the company at the age of 35, overseeing operations across the western United States. Known for his integrity and ability to inspire others, he mentored countless employees, helping many to rise to leadership roles both within and outside the organization. His leadership style is rooted in respect, humility, and leading by example. He is the kind of leader who remembers personal details about his team and never asks others to do what he would not do himself. Tony's legacy is defined not just by his professional achievements, but by the profound impact he had on the people around him. I would like to leave you with two quotes from Tony. Iron sharpens iron, and do what you say you are going to do. Everyone needs someone to open the door for you to grow your career, and always fulfill your promise sincerely. I would like to ask you to ask yourself this question: who did you open the door for, and have you always done what you promised? Thank you.